Well, my name is Ansgar Frankenberg and I'm originally from Germany and came to Helsinki almost 3 years ago.
But tell me something about your blog. What is it?
I started that 2.5 years ago, and the idea behind it was basically, first of all, to give some information for other expats that come to Helsinki, so that they can get along in the city.
I wanna take this Kauppatoria as an example again. If you look around you now, what would you write about?
Kauppatoria?
Or this surrounding area?
I have written about the vanha kauppahalli because I think that's a great place. It's just really nice atmosphere, and I'm happy that it reopened now. And it's just like it feels more real than all those places that you find here on the market.
Okay. Well, you have written about the kauppahalli, so let's take a tour there. You can be the guide. Let's walk over there and see what we can find over there. Do you consider yourself as a local or a foreigner, or like simultaneously the both, perhaps?
Maybe simultaneously both, because I still am really bad at Finnish, like speaking Finnish, but I would say that I know the city pretty well by now. I would say that I know the most important places and I feel at home here. So from that point of view, I would also consider myself as a local.
Yeah. Do you feel like Helsinki is a challenging city to get to understand? Does it take time to get like deep inside the city?
It takes a second look, because if you arrive, for example, let's say at the main station, I would say there are some buildings that you see where you wouldn't be impressed with. There are lots of great places, so you have to really take a second look. But on the other hand, Helsinki is also quite kind of easy to understand for everyone, because it's actually, the center is quite small, more or less, so you can get along easily by walking around. So if you just take your time and walk around the center, then I think you already get a good first impression of the city.
Let's go inside, let's go have a look. I haven't been here myself.
Okay. This looks like a place that I could write about.
Yeah.
I would have to try something here, of course, but I really like how it looks already. I like the atmosphere.
Why? What do you like about this?
I don't know, it has something to it somehow. I don't know, the style is really quite like modern, but somehow not too cold, and it's like integrated into this old building and this kind of old wooden style around it. Like if you look into the aisles here, and looks like also they have quite good stuff. They have a nice collection of wines. They seem to have some nice food over there as well. But yeah, it kind of feels good.
So you would snap a photo and then write a few lines and post it on.
Yeah.
Hey, seems like we're on the way here, so let's head outside and I'm gonna ask you a few more questions there. Back outside. In there you said that you like the atmosphere, how they combined the modern and the old.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like Helsinki is trying to do. That's what you can read in many brochures, that Helsinki wants to emphasize how it has its history, but it's still a modern city, like a high-tech city. Do you feel like Helsinki is doing well, or do you have some tips for Helsinki and for Finland what we should do better, like what comes to marketing this city?
I think that first of all, how Helsinki is doing it is it's doing it really well. Finns really know how, like they really know about design. They know how to make stuff look good, definitely. The marketing, I have the feeling from my perspective, from what I see, what the city is doing, like the websites and all the marketing material, that's all really good, and they're doing a great job there. And but unfortunately, there are not really that many people that I know that would normally visit Helsinki. Like they normally go to other places, rather to Stockholm in Sweden or maybe to Oslo in Norway.
And why is it that Swedes do everything better than we do?
No, definitely not. That's something, actually, that's kind of a tip that I would give to Finns is not to look at Sweden that much, because that's something that I find a bit disturbing sometimes.
Yes,
I think that Finns are doing things really well, and Finns don't have to look up to anyone.
What do we have that attracts tourists here, or do we have anything?
Yes, you do have, first of all, the thing that the design is a big thing, and to make the design livable in a way. So it's not just something beautiful to look at, but it's always functional. And again, the location of Helsinki is great, like with the sea around it, with the islands, everything. That's something that is, from my point of view, even more impressive than other cities that might have a similar location, but it's just more integrated, and Helsinki doesn't have this. The good thing about that there are not that many tourists is that it's not that touristy itself. It's kind of always the real deal. You don't have those areas where they're just tourists. You always have, next to Kauppatoria, like right behind there are like 3 amazing restaurants. You wouldn't find that anywhere else. Normally you have a touristy area and there are just kind of tourist traps around. But here you have some of the best restaurants.
Like genuinely good restaurants.
Yes, exactly. That's something that is quite unique, I would say, and that's a really nice thing. Well, if I have some friends visiting here from Germany or other places, then the first day we would go through the center, just see the main attractions of Helsinki, the touristy stuff. But then after that, we like already in the evening, we would go to some maybe more local places.
As Finns, we sometimes feel like we have this inferiority complex that Helsinki is a boring place in a small city. Do your friends feel bored here?
No, they don't. No, normally we don't have enough time to do everything, even if they're here for 3-4 days. And there's normally not enough time to do everything I want to show them. So I don't think anyone has to think that Helsinki is a boring place. It's actually quite an interesting and really great place to be.